We have some OnePlus stuff. Obviously, we had the OnePlus 11 a little while ago. There was some other stuff shown at the event, the Buds, and a tablet that's going to come out at some point this year, but also a keyboard.
Yes.
And you wanted to talk about the keyboard.
I do want to talk about the keyboard. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen, the renders to me look like, and other people have said this, like a Keychron. Like I have a Keychron keyboard already, and it looks just like it.
Makes sense. They partnered with Keychron. I'm going to start with what I do like about it, and that is how it looks. I think it is really, it looks like a Keychron, but it's also unique at the same time. I do think they did some nice edge work around it, and they make, rather than feet that flip up on the bottom, they have this really cool metal bar that kind of folds down with like little rubber feet to make sure it doesn't slide. The color scheme is really cool, silver base, and then they have these kind of like offset light gray and dark gray keycaps with a couple of hints of red here and there on like the escape button and the enter key. The knob on the top that's clear is a little weird to me. I think if that was like anodized red to match with the other red keycaps, I think that would have been really cool. But that's kind of where everything I love about it stops, and everything that I think is really strange about it starts coming in.
You know, like the OnePlus featuring badge on the corner?
Well, because that's the name of it, which is what I'll start off with by weird. The OnePlus featuring Keyboard 81, I believe, is the name of this.
Okay, hold on. It's called, so the company name is OnePlus.
Yes.
And then the keyboard name is what?
It just on the page says OnePlus featuring Keyboard 81. So where that starts and stops, I don't...
So it's the OnePlus featuring keyboard.
I think so.
81 or 181 or something. That's 81. All right.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure there.
It's a
weird name. But then, so this is kind of where the weirdest part happens. And this was shown to me by someone on Twitter named Shimon, I believe his name is. I know he listens to the Waveform podcast. But so thank you for sending this to me. How much do you know about like keyboard switches and... the type?
Well, basically that the cherry switches are kind of the de facto, and then everyone else can like, there's other switches out there, but they're kind of all based on the cherry switches.
Do you know like a couple of the colors and like how they're represented in like the cherry and everything?
Red, blue. I forget which one is clicky, which one isn't. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple colors.
So in general, like cherry's kind of the mainstay, but there's a bunch of other like Gateron, and they kind of keep a similar color scheme in a lot of senses, especially when it comes to like the main ones, like you said, blue and red. So blue is always clicky. We have a couple blue ones. They are like the loudest, like tactile, super, super clicky. And red is usually linear, like really soft, easy actuation, no bump, pretty quiet. For whatever reason, OnePlus decided to make their red switches tactile and their blue switches linear. So the exact opposite of everything that everybody is used to.
So different, so quirky. Good job, OnePlus.
That almost feels like that was probably the pitch there. Like, hey, this makes no sense. Yeah, but it's quirky.
So they're making their own switches, and they have.
I guess.
Interesting.
They're called the reds are called Winter Bonfire, and those are tactile, and the blues are called Summer Breeze, and those are linear.
What? The red is winter, and the blue is summer.
I didn't.
What?
I'm so mad at the other things. That hasn't crossed my mind about how that also makes no sense.
Okay, so they have their own switches. They've named them the opposite thing, and then they've also made their feel. It's like how when you go to a sushi restaurant, they kind of all have this same, like, you know what you're going to get if you get a California roll or a dragon roll or whatever. It's the same thing everywhere for certain numbers, and they just went backwards on that too. They said, all right, red is not what red is everywhere else, but it's going to be named Winter Bonfire. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff here.
That's weird. So then... On top of that, I posted some pictures in here and we can put them on screen, but I'll also explain them. There's two kind of color schemes. They're all based on gray, which I said I really liked, and I do think these both look great, but one of them is kind of all the numbers and letters are dark gray, and then all the outside keys are light gray. So you kind of have like a mainly dark gray, light gray contrast. I like that. This one is actually the one I like better, which is light gray all on the inside with the numbers and letters, and then dark gray on the outside. Now, according to the website, and maybe this will change because it seems like a pretty easy change, you can only get the dark gray with the red tactiles, and you can only get the light gray with the blue linear switches. So if you're like me and like tactile switches, but the light gray color scheme, it seems like I'm shit out of luck, or I have to buy both of them and switch the keycaps.
You can't buy individual keys separately from the keycaps. You have to buy the whole package.
It seems like they're being sold as packages right now.
This is not This doesn't strike me as something the keyboard community would love.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. And this could change because this isn't for sale yet, right? They just did Kickstarter backing. So maybe they'll change this. The reason it might not be able to get changed, and I don't know if this is probably not true, but they do have two different types of materials for the keycaps. So PBT is like the super standard. A lot of keycaps are made out of that. And then they also have a new material called marble mallow, which they're saying is I need to make sure I get this. It is durable but bouncy. And so again, those are the only considered. The PBT are the dark gray with the red tactile switches, and the marble mallow are the light gray with the blue linear switches.
Seems like something Apple would do. You know, like you can only get this switch with this type of key because that's the way it should be. And if you're going to do any modifications, your keyboard will just explode and it won't work.
It seems really dumb. Just like all they need to do is sell the base with the set of switches and then you pick the color on top. Like that would make this
That'd be too easy.
Infinitely better.
Too easy. How much is this going to cost?
I don't think there's a price out yet.
So they did the thing with the tablet where they revealed it and they were like, coming soon. And they're sort of like measuring the reaction and deciding later.
I'm going to be totally honest here. I looked at this and then immediately got angry about all the stuff I just ranted about and did not look much further on that. So, but I think because they're doing, do you remember when we covered this before? They were doing kind of like a backing round where then they were going to announce it, but I still don't think this is coming out till May.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they do this weird thing where they pretend they're a tiny company that needs Kickstarter money, where they're really just measuring interest and inventorying as they go, but they need the Kickstarter.
So
sure.
I'm going to go, when I Google OnePlus keyboard price, the top ones on the Google search shows it the OnePlus, and the price tag in the Google search says $99,000, $999.
It sure does. Okay. So yeah.
Either very expensive or I would like some customization at a $100,000 price tag.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's released yet on the actual price.
Got it.
I think a lot of people rumored, and if you just think of Keychron prices like 100, 120 around there, probably a little more expensive than Keychron.
Yeah, I think mine was like 85, something like that.
I could see under 150 pretty easily.
All right. Well, we'll see. OnePlus, they're at least it's like a different thing that they're doing. Like they've made so many phones and tablets, or phones and earbuds at this point. Having a couple different things to add to the OnePlus brand is neat, and maybe they can loop people in who are interested in OnePlus. But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Ultimately, I like it. If it was just the Switch thing, I would be fine. So I'm hoping they can change the like picking your keycaps with your Switch, and then I actually think it'll probably be pretty solid.
The name is gonna suck then.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
The fact that it's plastered right on the front of it also is
like a watermark.
Woof. Yeah.
Okay, well, at least that's going to exist at some point. All right, well, thanks for watching this episode of Waveform. I really appreciate you guys. Let us know if you like the new co-host. Obviously, it's the first time we've hosted together, so our chemistry might not be great. I will get rid of him if you don't like him, so let me know in the comments what you think. Don't try to act cute for them. They're going to be honest. Okay? They're going to be honest.
15% of my diet is Cholula.